So by the time we head to the pits, I've got like 47 or 49%. I was like, oh shit, I don't know if we're gonna make it. I told myself we got less than 50%. We should change the battery, and then we should have done that. I hate to say it. We should have swapped the battery out. But HadesOmega continue. I thought like, oh yeah, we can hypermile it and we might be able to make it. No, we didn't. That's what I said. But anyway, I stopped. I had I chugged a Powerade, and then I looked around. I saw the guy in the caulk come up, the cake caulk, and I think they were switching the battery out or something. They were doing something to the bike, and then I actually got back before him. I don't know what happened. And then I went out again, and then he actually ran into me on the trail. Actually, I braked really hard because I was like, oh man, we're going really fast. The bike's not slowing down, so I gave it the regen, and then he was right behind me. I didn't even hear him, and then he was like, whoa, watch out. And he had to avoid me. He had swerved out of the way to keep from hitting me, man, because he was like right behind me. I could not hear him, man. These freaking electric bikes, man. Because if I hear one of the dirt bikes with, you can hear their the 4-stroke loud exhaust or a 2-stroke like ring ring ring, I know like, oh shit, there's somebody behind us. You better move out of the way, type of thing. Yeah, that happened a lot during the race. We were just like, we weren't going very fast, man. I'm telling you. But I was surprised how well the other Surons were doing. They did pretty well. But yeah, it was just like the conditions were just not good for anybody. Okay, the electric bikes, especially. I did see the guy on the XR250 pass me. I saw the guy on the caulk pass me. I never passed him, but something must have happened because I think I passed him. I made it back before him. Yeah, I don't think anybody in the electric class finished that race. I did run into, well, anyway, I'll talk about that later. So we go out for the second lap. I was like, okay, I think we can make it back with 40% because really it was just a lot of coasting going down the hills, and then the only time you really need the power is to go up the hill, and then so the second time around it seemed easier. I think the mud had been all churned up and stuff by all the other bikes, so it was a little fresher is what I'm going to say. But yeah, it was starting to rain harder too. That's another problem. The bike was getting wetter and wetter. My goggles were getting fogged up. But this time I stopped at the pits. Dan, one of the guys in the pit area, I told him, hey man, you got any tissues or something so I can wipe my goggles? And he's like, here, I'll give you 3 tissues. So he gave me 3 of them. I stuffed them in my trail pack pouch. And then and then I used that while I was on the trail to wipe it, and it works so much better than my glove, I'll tell you that, man. So even just like some tissue paper helps, man. I wonder how scratched up my goggle lenses are now, man. But yeah, there's just mud and dirt everywhere, man. It's all over the bike and all over my gear. I was wearing a parka. This parka, it's got mud all over the back of it, and it is bad. My pants are full of mud everywhere. Like, yeah, I turned them inside out, but you can see in there mud everywhere. Look at that. Gross, right? I turned them inside. I found out if your gear is muddy and you don't want to get your inside of your car dirty, turn it inside out, and then the mud will be on the inside. Okay. My helmet was all muddy. My camera's all muddy. I had to put the cover on the back of my camera so it wouldn't get wet. Because I've had problems where water got in it without the cover and it stopped working. Water and electricity, they don't mix, right? Unfortunately, I only got enough footage for the first lap, all right? And then I got some of the second lap, and then the battery died, and then I could not find the other camera. I thought I brought 3 cameras, and I did. I just couldn't find it in the backpack. So that's a bummer. So I could have got a second lap. But anyway, so like I said, it actually wasn't that hard the second time around, because there wasn't people stacked up all over the place, and everyone was kind of all spread out. But yeah, now the faster bikes are like behind you now, and they're zooming by, and like, yeah, everyone is just all spread out now, Man, did I run into the other Suron guy? I can't remember. No, I never saw him again. I didn't see any on the second lap. I didn't see any electric bikes on the second lap. So I get to, and yeah, okay. By this point, the bike is getting harder and harder to ride. It's just like, it doesn't want to respond to my throttle inputs as much, and I have to work on the regen a lot, and I have to turn it off and let it coast down the hill. Like, I did all the same stuff again, but it's just getting harder and harder to ride. So I was like, man, this is not good. And then we make it about 3/4 of the way through. Like I said, I got to the third red loop sign, all right, and I ran into a bunch of other. That's where I ran into that lady, one of the diva riders, and she said, "I'm still on the first loop and I'm milking it." I was like, "Oh, good for you." That was so funny, man. And yeah, so I don't know, man. And then but I was surprised, like, oh, well, I think I lapped her because we were riding the red loop. So yeah, I saw some injured people getting walked out by medics, and it was bad, man. There were some people's bikes that had problems with it, like their bike couldn't shift or something. It was carnage. I'm telling you. Not only did HadesOmega have a lot of problems, but everybody else did. Okay, and so 3/4 of the way, right after I got, pretty much right after I got past the third kind of checkpoint or the intersection for the red loop, the bike died on me. I was like, oh, well, that's weird. It's kind of dying. It doesn't want to go up the hill anymore. Well, it turns out, like, the state of charge, the voltage on the battery is getting really low, okay? So I think if the weather was warm, all right, like 70s or even 80s, the battery would still be working fine, all right? But because of the cold weather, we had, like, by the time, I made sure to charge everything up all the way the night before, all right? It wasn't super duper cold where the BMS would shut off. But I made sure they were charged to 100% because I knew I would need every ounce, every electron is what I'm gonna say. All right, well, I tell you this: by the time we got to the pits and we went to the staging area, stage for the race, I'm already down to like 90%. I was like, dude, we didn't even ride that far. What gives? It's because it's so cold, man. The battery, you know, it just doesn't like it when it's cold. It just chomps through the electrons like that. It was so bad, and it was the same for everyone else. I'm telling you, I didn't really see any of the other Sauron guys. But anyway, so here's what happened. My bike died, and I had to push it. All right, and then I knew I was really close to the end. I was like, oh man, if I just make it back at the end from this lap, I could swap a fresh battery in, and we could race the third lap. Because honestly, it wasn't that hard for HadesOmega, all right? The riding wasn't that hard, I'm not going to lie, all right? If the bike was in excellent condition and it wasn't muddy like that, we would have done much, much better, is what I say. We probably would have been able to finish the race, all right? But I don't think anybody finished that race. Anybody in the electric class finished it, that's for sure. But we'll find out when I look at... I will do a separate video of the results when I find them. I don't know how everybody else did. But anyway, I got rescued by sweep number 8, all right? I'll never forget that. I looked at his number plate after he left me, but I was like, hey, sweep number 8, thanks a lot, man. So this dude rescued me, all right? So we pushed it up. So, yeah, he was trying to escort me out to the main road and stuff so I can ride back to the town and finish my lap. And I told him, oh man, it's not going to happen. We got like no charge, all right? I tried to ride it as much as I could, and it was not giving it, all right? So what we do is, so we're just kind of twiddling our thumbs. It's like, you know what? We got to get out of here. And yeah, it's bad. Like we're like stuck between a bunch of hills and shit. So we had to go up this sandy hill, all right? And he helped me push it up the freaking hill, man. I'm telling you. He left his bike at the bottom of the hill, and we pushed it up the sandy hill. It was so hard getting it up there, is what I'm gonna say. Yeah, that was really tough. It was like really deep sand too, and we had to push it up there together, and we got it up there eventually. But HadesOmega's huffing and puffing, and guess what? HadesOmega left his hydration pack. I left my hydration pack behind because I didn't even really use it. I was like, oh, I'll just leave this thing. Well, it turns out I needed to drink water because I had to push the bike back. Oh wait, look at how dirty this thing is now. Yeah, I'm going to leave that out in the rain for a while because it's raining a whole lot. Yeah, it's still raining, all right? I just got home. It's just been raining the whole day, cats and dogs. Torrential downpour. And that's how it was when HadesOmega finished the race. That's what I'm saying. So we push it up this hill, and it turns out that he keeps on telling me, like, yeah, man, it's just right over that hill. Once we get to that hill, it'll be flat. And like, yeah, so I keep on pushing that up, and then it's getting rocky and stuff. Once we get it over to Sand Hill, it's not so bad, all right? That was the hardest part. And then HadesOmega is trying to push it up. So he takes off on he has a YZ250. It was a Yamaha. and he takes off and he said, hey, I'm gonna go get a tow strap, and we're gonna try to tow your bike back. I was like, okay. And then so I'm pushing for about 5 minutes, and I'm hell tired, and there's rocks all over the place, and yeah, it's just making it hard for me to push it up there. I was like, oh man, this sucks, man. And then and you can bet HadesOmega tried to milk the to give it throttle and push it along too. I tried to squeeze as much power as I could out of the battery pack, man. It just, it just gave up on me, is what I say. And then he comes back, and then so we try to tow. Okay, HadesOmega has never towed with a motorcycle before. I know how to do it. All right, I've heard of it. That's why I carry like a strap with me, one of those cam buckle straps, so just in case I have to tow a bike. And so what you're supposed to do is, on the foot pegs, you're supposed to attach the hook on one of the foot pegs. So if they attach it on the foot peg on the right, you got to attach it on your left foot peg. So that's what we did. He hooked it on my left foot peg, and then I hooked it on, and then he hooked it on his right foot peg. So like they're opposites, all right? And then so yeah, he pulled me up the hill. And I just kind of doggy paddled on the way up there, and it was surprising. It worked pretty damn well, even through the rocks and stuff. And yeah, I feel bad for the dude's clutch because he had to slip the clutch a lot. He pulled me up a hill, and then he pulled me into town. So it spit us out near the cemetery, and then he towed me to the pits, and then so I went. And then I remember, he was sweep number 8, and I don't know, I must have been out there for 30 minutes stuck. We were trying to get me back to the town, and yeah, what a story. As I say, so I made it back to the pits, and I was like, hey guys, I made it back, but I had to get towed back, and I was like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna, and so I was gonna swap the battery packs out. I was like, oh, I got a fresh pack, I can finish the 3rd lap. Well, actually, what they told me to do was, so how am I going to get scored? Like, I didn't go the proper route, so I didn't finish the proper route. Okay, I didn't go the right way. I took I don't know if it was a shortcut or whatever, but all I can say is, well, anyway, this is what happened. So one of the guys told me, he said, hey, see that white van over there? There's a trail on the back of that white van, and it drops down onto the course, and you can sneak back onto the course, and then go back. And then you have to have your helmet. There's a transponder on your helmet, and you pass under the receiver, and it takes your time. And then so it's like HadesOmega kind of cut the course, but hey, I'm gonna say I had to get rescued, and I had to push my bike up a hill. I would say, I think you earned that lap, HadesOmega. I had to push the bike back, man, but I made it back barely. Yeah. That's what I did. I swapped the other battery pack and I rode it there, and then I was saying, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go out for a 3rd lap. I was willing to go. The rain was getting worse, and the course was getting more wet. My goggles were still fogging and everything, and the bike was running like crap. Well, it turns out the bike didn't want to run anymore. It would just, and it had like so much power. It had a full charge, so it would just take off like crazy. And I was like, nah, man, I cannot ride it like this. That's really dangerous. You're just gonna whiskey throttle it, and then the bike will just go flying, or you're gonna go over the handlebars or something. I was like, so I made the call. That's it. We're done. We're not racing anymore. So HadesOmega technically finished the 2nd lap. All right, I finished the 2nd lap, and then that was it. All right, so I don't know what my time was, but yeah, I did go in there twice, and then that was it. And I had to get rescued the 2nd time. I think had I swapped the battery packs on the 2nd lap, we would have been fine. But definitely, I think, well, this will be in the improves. I'll talk about it later. Anyway, yeah, so and then it was just kind of just a shit show trying to get back. It was just raining hard. It was just getting raining harder and harder, and HadesOmega's got his gear on, and his mud all over me and all over the bike. Oh, it was horrible. So I could barely ride the bike. Like I said, like the bike was not rideable, okay? That's how bad it was. I could not get it to go sometimes. Yeah, it didn't want to respond. I'm hoping like when the bike dries, it runs fine, all right? I'm going to have to leave it out in the sun or something when the sun comes out. Okay. And it got rained on the whole way home when I was driving home, all right, because my trailer is an open trailer, okay. And yeah, it was bad, dude. I had to leave my backpack and battery and all that stuff there because I couldn't ride the bike with it on the front because the bike didn't want to run properly. If it ran properly, I wouldn't have a problem, right? So eventually HadesOmega got it running, and I was able to ride it back to the campground, all right, the fairgrounds. And I barely got it on the trailer, man. I parked the trailer too close to like a berm, and it was hard to get it up there. And the bike just, you know, it's too much power when it wants to wheelie. So I hit the trailer a couple times, man. And eventually I got the front up it, and I pulled it up, and I got it in the chalk. And then I strapped the bike down, and then I had to figure out how I can get my gear off. And because I didn't want to put it inside my car. My car is I don't want to get my car all muddy and stuff, right? It's a good thing I had the trailer box, and I could put all the muddy stuff in there. That won't be too hard. I don't care if anything gets dirty in there. So I tried to put most of my muddy gear in there, and then like I said, I got in and I took my boots off. These dudes had the RVs over there at the campground. I asked them, hey, do you guys got a garbage bag so I can put my muddy gear in it? Because I don't want to put it in my car all dirty, so that's what I did. I hopped in the driver's seat, and I took the boots off inside. Like, it was really hard. I had to kind of contort myself. And then I stuck the boots outside, and then the garbage bag fell out, and I had to go grab it and then put it back in. Oh, my God, what a nightmare, you know. Just to keep stuff from getting muddy, and I still have to clean some mud out of my RAV4, man. But yeah, check it out, man. This is one of my boots. Nasty, right? The bottom is clean, though. Yeah, it's pretty gross, dude. I think I'm just gonna leave these outside in the rain. But yeah, so there's a tip. If you're gonna go out riding on a rainy or muddy day, you know, bring garbage bags with you. Put your gear in it, so you don't get your car dirty. All right, or if you got a truck, you just throw it in the back. But that's what I do if I had a truck, but I don't. That's what I'm gonna say. Yeah, so and then that was that. And then I had to go back and get my backpack with the battery in it, alright? And then so Tom, the dude I was pitting with, they'd already taken all their stuff and it was gone. And I was like, oh shit, I hope they didn't take my backpack. And yeah, then my backpack was, sure enough, my backpack was there and sitting in the rain. Getting all wet. So I was like, shit. I'm like, well, that's fine. At least they left it there. They didn't take it because I didn't know how to get it back if they did. So I managed to recover it. I threw it in my RAV4. And then I ran into one of the Suron riders. Yeah, I ran into one of the Suron riders. And I asked him, hey man, so what's up? How'd you do? I was like, it was the same story. Like, I think after he finished the first lap, and then about like halfway through the second lap, the bike died, and they had to. So he said he stashed it somewhere, and they were gonna go pick it up later. And yeah, I guess he must have gotten pretty close to a road or something, and then yeah, they went and picked it up. Yeah, and then I talked to the guy, and I was like, yeah, man, it was pretty bad. I don't think any of the other electric. I told him I saw the caulk once and all that. I did see a pickup truck with 2 Surons in the back, so I think they did get it. They got their Suron back. So what a shit show that race was, man! I'm telling you, it was almost everything that could have gone bad went bad. That's what I'm gonna say. Okay, it's just a combination of events, chain of problems came up, and just one problem compounded another. The cold weather making the batteries not work very well, the rain and the foggy goggles and the mud, and oh dude, it's just a combination of stuff just made it bad. So what are we gonna do next time? Hey, what can we do to improve? Okay, this is the improves. Okay, so I think we can. They're gonna have this race again in 6 months. All right, in April, and if it's not like it is right now, like torrential downpour, I'm gonna race it again with the light bee, okay? I'm gonna finish this race. I know I could have finished this race if the conditions were proper, okay? Or were ideal, and they were not, okay? So, if they were like the day before, it would have been perfect, okay? But here's what HadesOmega's plan is. So there's a pit, alright? You can set up a pit. So, HadesOmega is gonna take his generator to the pits, alright? And then I'm gonna leave I don't know if I'm going to leave the battery there, but I'm going to leave the generator there. All right, I'm going to make sure the batteries are charged. I'm going to leave the generator there, and then I'm going to run. And then yeah, when I get to the pits, I'm going to go charge the bike while it's in the pit. So because when I rode to the pits, I've already blown through some of the energy already. So I want to make sure that's topped off as much as possible. So when I get to the pits, I would charge the battery. Okay, and then when it's time for us to go stage, HadesOmega will unhook the charger, and then we'll go up there. I'll turn the generator off. Okay, hopefully or what we can do is hook up the other battery to it and make sure that's topped off. All right, one or the other. Like I said, I made sure they were topped off all the way, man. But just the cold weather just sucked it. Sucked the batteries dry real fast, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, and then so what we could do is, well, when we finish the first lap, we swap batteries. All right, so you got a fresh battery, and then we fire up the generator and we charge the other battery that we used. Okay, and it should be around 50%. So if you can get like a good like 20 or 30% charge on that battery, then you'll be good. You should be able to finish another lap. All right, it's almost like the Coyote Creek Enduro. That's kind of like how, I'm not gonna lie, this is very similar to Coyote Creek Enduro. The Coyote Creek Enduro was about like 8 or 9 miles, and then like you get a break and you can go back and swap batteries, and you charge one and then you go back out, and then I swapped it again. That's exactly what we're gonna do for next time we race this. Okay, we're gonna do one lap. We should be able to finish one lap on one battery. All right, we know that. Okay, we know that. We come back, swap the batteries, throw the other one on the generator, and then we go back out. And then when we come back, we swap it again, and that one should have more than 50% charge. We should be able to make the third lap. All right. Now, I don't think you want to go out for a fourth, unless we do the same thing again. We could do a fourth lap. But they said you only scored on the 3 laps. All right. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do next time. That's the plan, all right? I got 2 battery packs and a generator. We got to use them, all right? So I was lazy. I didn't think I was going to use the generator, and we could have used the generator. But it was so rainy and everything, too. I don't know if you would want all that stuff in there. And I don't know if they would want, have generators running there. But you got to do what you got to do, man. That's what a pit's for, man. And that's what I need. People need fuel jugs. Fuel. They need fuel to put in their bikes. Well, I need to be able to charge my batteries. So I think they should be fine. With the generator. Also, we need to get a high fender for the bike. All right, these low fenders, they're not working. But anyway, we're not. But that leads me to another thing. If it's gonna rain like this again, we're not racing. Okay. Do not race this bike in wet weather, all right? Because the controller doesn't like it. If the controller gets too wet, it won't run properly, all right? And that made the race. It made it really hard, all right? So the combination of wet weather, mud, fogging goggles, and bike not working properly, it made that race like 2, 3, 4 times harder than it should be. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So yeah, and then I gotta find out which batteries are the good ones, man. And I have to make sure I organize the pits a little better, where my pit is. Hopefully it won't rain like last time. I won't need a tent or anything. I could just make a pit somewhere else. Yeah, and definitely I think I gotta set my pit up the night before. All right, so you can't set your pit up before the race, because the fast guys need to use the pits. All right, and then. So after they're done clearing out all their stuff, you can put your stuff in the pits. You can put that stuff overnight. So what I think I'm going to do is make sure all my batteries are charged, and then I'm going to stash my generator there, and then some stuff that I need, in a bag. And then it should be secure there for tonight. You can't get into that area unless you get like a pit pass or something. Okay, yeah, anyway, yeah, we're definitely not going to race that race again if it's these conditions, all right? If it's dry, then I will race that again. It actually was not that hard, all right? Honestly, it wasn't that hard, but the conditions made it hard, okay? So it was tough, all right? And I think a lot of people had a lot of problems. Probably half the riders probably didn't even make it. Like, you saw a lot of people, yeah, there was a lot of people, their bikes were broken, they couldn't go back out. Tom, my buddy Tom from Barf, he got a flat front tire and he's got a hole in his radiator, so he has to get a new radiator. I have to get a new fender. Oh, I left my fuel jug there too. I left it under my trailer. I didn't bother to look back to see if it was there. I left it there, so I have to buy a new freaking fuel jug. Yeah, dude. And there's just mud everywhere. Hopefully these forks are okay. They didn't get damaged by the sand. I have to make sure I clean them really well. But they look okay. One race, I got a lot of mud packed up behind the fork brace, and it rubbed the stanchions raw. So that's why I think I'm gonna go with the upside down fork next time. So that way that doesn't happen. All right. And then we have to get a high fender. We can't do the low fenders anymore, man. They don't work in the mud. All right, in really bad mud. Like, it was so bad the front wheel locked up. I could not get it to rotate. Okay. Yeah, and the chain is loose again, but it held in there. The bike did not sound good at all either. It was not happy. Hopefully when the bike dries, it runs fine. I hope. We'll find out. I'm gonna let the bike cool dry thoroughly. Also, I noticed that the light was on, and the bike isn't even on. So I don't know, man. And I'm gonna go charge these batteries. They're pretty low on charge. And the drive home was horrible too, man. It was just torrential downpour the whole time. It did not let up. It was raining the whole time I went home, man. That's like 4 or 5 hour drive in the rain. You know, you're tired. You know, not good. And then, so the nice thing about racing in Virginia City is there's a little town there, and you can go there and eat. They even have hotels and stuff. Maybe HadesOmega might do the hotel next time. I'm not sure, man. But yeah. I'm getting tired of just camping out. But yeah, that's the thing. You don't have to camp out because, well, you don't have to even like cook food or anything. You could go into town and eat. You know, there's stuff to eat there. It's hard to find food there. That's one thing I noticed. There's a lot of saloons, so if you want to go drinking in town, you can do that, man. It's like Las Vegas, man. You can you be out there drinking. You know, if you like to go to bars and stuff, man. Virginia City is the place for you, man. Because what I say, HadesOmega had a beer. That was it. So they're gonna have this race again in 6 months. If I can get this guy ready in 6 months, I definitely want to get a new fork by then. Okay, I'm looking at getting a new fork. I was gonna get the Marzocchi, but I think I might get the Manitow instead, man, because I want an upside down fork. I want something to be able to protect the stanchions. All right, and I don't want to have to worry about mud packing up on the fork brace too. I think the fork brace was also having that problem. The other guys' bikes were stock too, so how we did, I don't know. I will have another video of the results. All right. I don't know how the other guys did. All right. I did 2 laps. All right. Technically, I did 2 laps. All right. I had to get rescued on the 2nd lap, but I made it back somehow. Okay. Yeah, you know, right? Technically, I did not. That's a D. Yeah, technically that's a D. Well, we did get DNF'd. We didn't finish. All right, I didn't get a finisher pin. HadesOmega is really bummed about that. All right, it is really hard to earn that finisher pin, and if you get one, it's you worked hard for it. Okay, and it was worth. So the only HadesOmega's consolation prize is I got one of the Virginia City Grand Prix shirts, and I got these number plates. Oh man, they're so wet. They're just dripping with water. Yeah, I was number 901, all right? And it's a red sticker because we rode the shorter red loop, okay? I'm going to try to clean these up, and I'll probably put them on my refrigerator or something. Everything is just so wet right now, man. I don't know how we're going to clean up all this stuff. We're definitely going to hose some stuff up. But I think I'm just going to leave it out in the rain for a minute, okay? It's still raining cats and dogs out there. Yeah, and it's so bad. Like I showed you, like my parka is all wet. My hands changed color. They started turning black or something. I think it maybe from the gloves or something. The dye was coming off. I don't know, or that, or I was getting frostbite or something. I don't know. Yeah, it was bad. I was super tired from pushing the bike. Yeah, it was really, really bad, man. I hope the bike runs okay. We've got the backyard burner race next weekend. Hopefully, I can get the bike ready for that. I think it'll be fine for that. But yeah, I definitely want to get a new fork. And man, we got to clean out mud like everywhere on the bike. So another thing I wanted to point out is that yeah, man, if you ever watch the documentary Charge, all right, it's about the first electric Isle of Man race, all right, the first TT0 race, and then this is the very first time, and you got all these guys with these, you know, freshly built electric race bikes, you know, and they're trying to, you know, they don't know what to expect and stuff, and they're out there racing, and it was a lot like that, okay? So I'm gonna say, we were out there, this is the first time they've had electric bikes out there, we don't know what the course is like, we don't know how we're gonna do. Apparently we did like freaking horrible, okay? The electric bikes did pretty bad. But I have to say, the electric bikes kind of ripped it ahead of the gas bikes. In some of the sections, we did better than the gas bikes, like, you know. Probably we're not as fast as the really competitive guys, but like, compared to the other Red Loop guys, we were doing great because our bikes were so light. All right, is what I'm gonna say. Yeah, we did pretty good. So don't say we didn't do too good, because I think we did great, but we couldn't go very far. Is the problem. All right. I don't know how many laps they finished, but we finished 2. I know most of them finished 1. And yeah, and I think we all got DNFs, man. We didn't finish all we didn't finish. So I don't know if they can fight. If you get a DNF, like, is the person that has like the best times, you know, you get the thing. That's what I say. I didn't get a finisher pin. HadesOmega feels bad. I hope I won a trophy. I don't know. We'll see. Well, I will go over that in the results. But yeah, it was a lot like the Charge documentary. All right, that's the first time this had ever happened. We're pioneers in the electric racing, you know. Pretty soon there might be a big electric class, you know, and hopefully the battery technology gets better, because it's still not competitive enough. That's what I say. All right, you definitely have to have more than one battery for this race. Okay, I think you could do it with 2 batteries and a generator. That's my guess. Okay, and I don't think anybody had that. I think some guys had 2 batteries. So we were hoping we could do 2 laps on 1 battery, but it just, the cold weather, it's just kind of not good for the battery, and you got really reduced range. So it was challenging for everyone. All right, it was challenging for everyone. Just like in the Charge documentary, we didn't know what to expect. We don't know what's going to happen. They don't. The people that are putting on the race, they didn't know what's going to happen. How well we would do. Well, that's how we didn't do too. You didn't do too spectacular. That's what I'd say. All right. But yeah, it reminded me of that Charge documentary, man. HadesOmega is proud to be part of Virginia City Grand Prix history, all right? We're the first ones to race electric bikes, all right? Me, the 3 other Surons, the Electric Motion Trials bike, the Cake Caulk, and a home-built XR250 electric bike. We were the first ones to race the Virginia City Grand Prix, all right? And I will be the second. I will be in the second one, all right, in the second race, and we're gonna finish next time. I don't care what we place, as long as we take home a finisher pin, all right? This is actually, this is the first racing event HadesOmega has not taken home a finisher pin. I'm so distressed about that. That's what I say. Every race that I've entered, every dirt bike race that I've entered, I've always got a finisher pin or a sticker, okay? I've always finished. This time I didn't finish. The bike was just unrideable. It would not be safe to go out for that 3rd lap, all right? Plus, my goggles were fogging and everything. Yeah, it was no good, man. So better luck next time, HadesOmega. But I had a lot of fun. I got to watch some racing. I know what's up next time, and we will do better next time, all right? I think the 21-inch front and these tires, they did excellent, all right? The chain didn't give me any problems. It was fine. Yeah, we got to clean up all this mud. Hopefully my shock is still okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. I got to clean up this mud all over the bike. So I'm going to let it dry. Yeah, I'm going to go let it dry, and then, well, maybe I should go hose it off right now. I might do is hose it off. I'll take the battery out and hose it off. All this stuff, man. Yeah, let's go take a look at the bike before we go. Alright, guys. There it is. There's my boots. There's the other battery. Pretty dirty. It still says it has 23% charge. Where was that 23% charge when I needed it, buddy? Look at so this bike was in like torrential downpour, all right, on the way home. And it's still packed full of mud. All right, everything under, like, I guess everything on the top got washed, but everything else is still really wet. Okay, this is my underwear. It's really wet. Okay, I wore like 3 layers. I wore a shirt. Yeah, the shirt that I'm wearing right now. This guy. It's like an Under Armour shirt. I wore that. I wore those tights. I wore that parka, and I wore a sweater. I don't know where the sweater is right now, but yeah, I also wore a kind of like, it was a very light sweater, a really breathable one. All right, and then I wore those pants. All right, and look at how dirty they are. Like I pooped my pants or something. You know, that type of thing. Yeah, it was so nasty, man. I do not want to race in that kind of conditions again. All right, that's my first time experiencing it, and I don't want to do that again. The brakes weren't working so well too. I noticed, like, I got to clean out all this mud and stuff from the brakes. The front and the back brakes weren't working so good. I noticed. Yeah, mud all over the swing arm. Mud everywhere. So no good, man. Controller got all wet. Everything got wet. So I'm definitely, before I fire it up, I'm gonna let it dry. Nice. So yeah, that's the number plate right there. That's the tech sticker. Okay, 2021. It's a collector's item there, man. I barely got it to fit on the Sauron number plate. All right, there's my helmet. Pretty dirty. Yeah, the fender. You know what? That long fender works pretty good, man, but it didn't. I guess it didn't work good enough. There must be some dirt. Yeah, there's some dirt under it. I guess it did its job. There's still a lot of mud on the shock. Man, maybe I need to get that shock protector. But yeah, I wouldn't race it on those conditions. See, look at this. Looks like it's on, but the bike isn't connected. I don't have the power connected right now, so that's really odd. I don't know what's up with that. I'm probably just gonna ditch those lights, man. But yeah, I didn't get a flat tire or anything. The bike did pretty good, you know. I thought the course was actually not that difficult for me, so I would want to do this race again, but not in those kind of conditions. Okay, I don't want to come back with this, you know. That was another bad part of this, is like I had to put this stuff in my car, you know, and I didn't want to do that. Look at how dirty it is. So much crap. My trailer's got mud all over it from Virginia City. Yeah, dude. It was horrible, right? I was also wearing these knee guards. Okay. Well, I think that's it, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I guess check out that video about the results. Sorry for the lengthy AAR. It kind of makes up for me not having the footage, all right? Check out that one lap that I did, all right? And yeah, the carnage and everything. Yeah, it was bad, man. And then check out the results video, okay? It's a historic race, all right? And it was not easy, I'll tell you that, man. The hand that was dealt to us was not a good one. So it was not in our favor. The hands were not in our favor. You get, in poker you get a hand, right? Well, we got like pretty much nothing. That's what I say, all right? Maybe we got a pair of 5s or something. I don't know what to say, man. But yeah, it is really bad, man. I'm telling you, we did. But I think we did better than most of the other people. So that's why check out their results video. All right, thanks for watching. That's the after action review for HadesOmega versus Virginia City Grand Prix. HadesOmega X Light B versus Virginia City Grand Prix 2021. All right, that's my first time racing it. First time racing the electric class with it. Maybe I might want to do the full course sometime, maybe on my other bike. I don't know what I heard. The full course is very difficult. Okay, there is some people that yeah, it was very hard. So I don't know. I have to say the red loop wasn't actually that hard. So, but the conditions made it very difficult. Okay. But I think we did everything that we could. Next time, bring AA batteries for your GPS. Bring camera batteries that, But yeah, also the cold weather, it's just not good for this. So we have, hopefully the next Virginia City Grand Prix will be when it's warmer. All right, here's we go. Thanks for watching. That's the AAR.